Good morning, gardeners. Hey, it's another beautiful morning here on the Big Island. I'm going to go ahead and take up the weed block on a patch of pasture that I laid it down on last spring. And over here you can see what I'm faced with. All around here I have thick mats of grass. This stuff is so thick that even a weed whacker with a steel saw blade on the end still gets buried in this junk. It's just really something to try to control it. So, quite a while ago I figured out that the best way to deal with this stuff around here is don't bother to mow it, don't bother to cut it, don't even mess with it, because, I mean, we even burned out a flail mower on a John Deere tractor. It was a John Deere mower, regular farm style implement thing. We burned the bearings out over here trying to grind this grass up, and the guy who owned it was kind of mad at me. So I gave up, and I have just started smothering it. And so we romp around here, we'll drive over the grass with a four-wheel drive. Ellen gets exercise by jumping up and down on the grass. And then when we get it packed down good, we just unroll this weed mat over the top of it, let it sit for maybe 6 or 8 months, and then everything underneath just dies away and turns into compost. No fighting, no fossil fuels, blah, blah, blah. And the weed mat is recyclable. I can use this stuff over and over again, so it gets more than one application. Now, when I put this stuff down last spring, I did left it for probably, I don't know, I guess about 6 months, and then last fall I popped a few squash plants and a few tomato plants over here through it. The tomatoes were marginally successful. The squash plants were literally destroyed by a generation of pickle worms. I had assumed that the pickle worms wouldn't be busy in the winter here, but they are. And so over here you can see this tunnel under Agribon 19 floating row covers that's being protected from the pickle worms. Underneath there I have some gorgeous zucchini and some beautiful cucumbers. We'll get to that later, but for now, here's the weed mat, and I'm about to lift it up. So here we go, folks. Keep this stuff down to the ground in the winds here. I use landscape staples mostly. These are little metal U-shaped thingies. And I just staple it down to the ground. I also use lava rocks, lumber, just about anything else around here that's heavy enough to hold it down. Sometimes I have to repair it. Periodically it will blow up in storms. We get a hurricane pass by the island, sometimes the stuff lifts up. Well, got the cover pulled off. As you can see down here behind me, I got a whole sea of dead grass stems. In my hand right here, I have a bag of Mighty Mustard Pacific Gold from Johnny's Seeds. Now, this is a type of mustard that's specifically known to drive away root knot nematode. And so I'm going to go ahead and sow it out here on top of the dead grass. I'm going to force it in with water because we have so many stems over here that it's going to be hard to get the seed to the ground. And so I'm going to try to push it below the mulch by jamming jets of water at it. When the mustard comes up and grows, and then we get it to pre-flower, about to the knee, I'm going to knock it all down, kill it in situ, and then allow the residue from the mustard to seep into the soil and drive away the nematodes. After that, I'm going to plant corn. So here I got the Mighty Mustard. Now I'm going to do some of that old-time ancestral seed broadcasting here. Nothing like throwing out crop seeds in nice arcs. Just like my ancestors at the beginning of time. Well, I got the mustard seed broadcast. Nothing I like more than tossing out big arcs of seed like that. Brings me back. So, to explain what just happened here, killed the sod. Much easier to kill sod with covering it with weed block or cardboard than it is to try to mow it, spray it with Roundup, or do a whole lot of other nasty things that use up fossil fuels or spray chemicals all over the landscape and so on. So it's really a simpler, more straightforward approach, just to let this stuff die underneath, because if you don't have any experience with working with Big Island sod on a cow pasture, it's pretty much like nothing you've ever seen. Okay, it'll kill you. The stuff is so thick. Weed whackers hardly work on it. Mowers break in the stuff. It's just amazing. So, smashing it down under a piece of weed block and killing it is the simplest way to get rid of the stuff. Then once we get down to this compost mat that we have here from the dead grass, then I tossed the mustard seed into it, and the mustard was specifically the type used for controlling root knot nematode. Then I used 135 pounds of water pressure per square inch on my hose. Now that's my tap water as it comes from the main here, but yeah, there's a lot of other things you could possibly use. If you get your own well pump, or you could use a power washer. Power washer will produce enough pressure to do this. And so once the seed was laid out over the top of the dead sod, I needed to get the seed underneath the dead mat. And so by using the water pressure, I was able to rip through the mat of dead grass and push the seed down in contact with the soil that was beneath the dead sod. So now with a rain or two coming, and I think we're supposed to get some in a couple of days here, the mustard should all come up. Now when the mustard gets to about my knee and it's before flowering, I'm going to go through and I'm going to kill it all by cutting it and knocking it down to the ground, and then directly into the mulch we're going to go ahead and sow sweet corn. Now mustard will repel the root knot nematode from the area, so does the dead sod. The organic matter drives nematodes out too. So large amounts of decomposing organic matter. Certain cover crops like the mustard, rye also works too. There are also mushrooms that I've shown in previous videos that eventually I'm going to spawn the wine cap striparia in here. But for the meantime, we're going to go from the mustard into corn. Corn is not greatly affected by nematodes, if at all, so it's an excellent crop to have here initially. They won't find much to eat out there. Then I'll probably chase it with something a little more susceptible later on. So there you have it. We have reclaimed some cow pasture. We're turning it into vegetable production. We're driving out the nematodes, and we've done all of it without busting our E. coli. But because, and if you're working too hard, you're doing it wrong. Happy gardening. Mahalo for watching.